Hi, I'm Brendan Healy. I'm the Artistic Director here at Buddies in Bad Times Theatre, and I'm thrilled to have Alison McMacken next to me, who is the Artistic Director for Theatre Rustical, and the creator, director, choreographer of the props builder for the Stronger Variations on stage now. So Alison, thank you for being here.
Thank you.
It's great to have you back this year. So maybe you'd like to tell me a little bit about what drew you to this piece. My understanding is that it's based off of a monologue that August Strindberg wrote in like 1885, I think.
Yep.
Where a woman is confronting her mistress, the mistress of her husband, on Christmas Eve. So yeah, what drew you to this material?
It's one of these pieces that I guess it's been hanging around since theater school. It was I remember having to do it as a scene study. It really was one of these things where, as a scene study, you're partnered up, you're flipping over between the two parts, and that left an impression. And then as Theatre Rustical started sort of moving around, in 2005 we got a spot in the Fringe, and I was just kind of, I didn't have anything specific I wanted to do, but I wanted to try something. Memory starts cooking back, and it's like, oh, let's look at this, because it's as you say, it's a monologue for two women, you know. And in 1880, I think it was 1888, sort of in there, when he wrote it, the big convention is that one of them speaks and the other is silent, and he wrote it for his experimental theater project. So I was interested on that level. I guess I was drawn to it more in terms of form than in terms of the actual content of it. And then wanted to see what would happen if we just take a vague idea of a musical theme and variations, deconstruct the piece to death, and see what happens when you weave different women through different parts, cycling through it, and see how we respond to that same situation.
So coming back to this material, I mean, you mentioned that you first encountered it in theater school, and coming back to it, what have you discovered about it, about the play, about the text, about the situation, things that you learn about it?
Well, it's interesting because in theater school it's just about acting. It's just about, okay, how do you act? How do you keep your life alive when you have no language? And certainly in terms of our process and the way that I work and what Theatre Rustical is all about, language can be anything. So it's adhering to the text, but it's also adhering to your inner text and your physical text. And to see that we're able to apply that to what's ostensibly a classical piece is kind of a cool thing. I was talking to someone, I can't remember when, but Strindberg's misogyny comes up all the time, which is an interesting thing, and I don't know what I really think about that, but I've always thought of the play as actually a very feminist piece. Or maybe that's just the way that I wanted to go in there without being man-hating. I find it a human piece, actually. You know, so that's been a bit of an illumination inside of it, to be able to find humanity inside of something that's actually so laden with projection, which I think we do with very dated pieces, like classical pieces, pieces in the canon. And this situation is eternal, whether it's a wife, mistress, husband, lover, friend, like what, you know, we're hurting each other all the time. And we're looking for our own satisfaction all the time. And we talk a lot in rehearsals about this notion of the shock of sensation, when you actually feel something like, oh my God, I'm in love, or oh my God, I'm so sad, or this is not my beautiful house, this is not my beautiful wife, that kind of stuff as well. But what that actually does in the system, like physically in the system, as opposed to, oh yeah, I'm thinking that through, you know. And so in the piece they have these little sections where they actually talk about that, like, well, what does hurt actually feel like? In your body, in your mind, in your whole system. What does the love feel like? What does the sex feel like? What's really the sensation of it.
Thank you so much for being here, being back at Buddies. It's great to have you.
Oh, we love it.
So the Stronger Variations are on stage until December 7th. So please come. It's a beautiful show. Once again, it's a pleasure to have you.
Thank you, Brendan.
Thanks.